One Journey, episode 1409. What is friendship? What is friendship? Interesting question. What is friendship? Well, for me personally, friendship. Well, a friend just asked me, what is friendship? I consider them very good friends. What I'm going to say right now will mean something about them, right? What is friendship? What is friendship? Well, I think the first word that came into my mind is listening. Yeah, listening. Being willing to listen, to understand. Someone that tries to understand me. Yeah. Or someone that I try to understand them. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. So a friend. A friend for me is someone that I know that I can call them, I can start talking to them, and they would listen, they would care. So how would you know that people care? Well, one thing for me, they would listen. How do you know that they are listening? It's a difficult question. It's a challenging question. And I think I actually addressed it a few days ago. I think you can only see it afterwards. Yeah, because some people will just nod and say, yeah, and this, and um, just to sort of agree with you. You're not sure if they were actually listening. But if, like, you have 6 months go by, and then a friend asks you about something that you told them half a year ago, you know that they listened, especially if there's something that you never wrote in anywhere. Yeah, you just told them, they remember, they will get a lot of points. Uh, I'll give them a lot of points for that. Friendship. So yeah, listening. It's not just listening. It's not just the amount of listening. It's me knowing my confidence in them listening to me whenever I need someone to listen to me. Yeah. This is how maybe this is how I measure friendships. So probably listening is the first thing. Second thing is, actually helping. If a friend is someone who helps, actually willing to help. It starts with listening. Because how can someone helps me? How can someone help me without understanding what I want? How can they understand what I want? I need to listen. Yeah. And every one of us is different. So when I think about myself, yeah, I might seem like this guy or the other guy, or I don't know. Yeah, I had so many conversations with people that, and I'm sure that you had as well, that they thought they know you. Ah, yeah, yeah, this guy, he's like John. Yeah, yeah, I know this kind of, you know. Wow, this is people. I was working with a person one on one for several months in the past, and and for the first time, I sort of realized sometimes what people do, and I try not to do it while sort of having a conversation with people. And I articulated, I think back then, I articulated it very well. So I had a conversation with this friend, and well, he was my friend, but I also was working with him, helping him, coaching him. And I was sharing a story with him. And then And he listened, and then I sensed, that he wants to say something. You know, I'm still telling the story, yeah, and it doesn't seem to be a question, a question of what I'm saying. He's It seems that as if he has an opinion, he has something to say. So I noticed him with this face of his, and I asked him, do you have something to say, like an opinion or something? He said yes, it was pretty obvious. And then he shared some idea or conclusion. But then I told him, no, it's not the full story. How can you have an opinion right now when you didn't hear the full story? Especially when it's a complicated story. And then he started to go into the details, yes, and this and that. The thing that I realized was he listened until a certain limit. He had the limit. That's it. Here, I reached my limit. I have enough information. Now I can share my opinion. So he actually stopped listening. Technically stopped listening. Yeah, he was nodding, he was preparing to say whatever he wanted to say. Yeah, an advice, an idea. And I know how much this story was complicated. And he's already have a so it's not that he wasn't listening to my story, someone else's story, but this is not listening. Yeah, this is not listening. And I sense it with people, What, and what do I mean by that? The point in which a person stops listening, in point in which the person, and this is the point. The point when the point where the person in front of me stops being curious about me as a friend, yeah. Or in other words, the point in which from then on he or she has an idea about me. Yeah, I know him. His fits into this box. Yeah, yeah, or in a conversation or in a specific conversation, reaching a certain point that okay, I'm done listening. I have some opinion. Sort of, let's talk about it. Let's debate. Yeah, there's no more info. I don't need more information. That's it. Yeah, this is type of conversation that I don't really enjoy. Yeah, and when thinking about friends, yeah, this is where I value friends the most. They are always curious. They always try to understand. At the same time, they always know that they don't really know everything, but they still want to know more. This, yeah. And of course, the willingness to help, to go above and beyond, yeah. Not just when it's nice and fun and The same friend I talked to, yeah, was it was another conversation. I think I shared it with you, I don't know, maybe 100 episodes ago or more. I shared something else with him, some challenge that I was facing. I didn't even ask for help or advice, but then he just gave me some kind of advice. So I asked him, "Do you want to help?" So he thought his advice is helpful. But I asked him a different question. Do you want to help or do you want to give me an advice? I looked at him. He was quite confused because he wanted to do both. Just separated. He thinks he gives the advice, he's helping. I said, do you want to help or do you want to give advice? Between the lines, I'm saying to him, you giving advice right now is not helping. But do you want to help still? Took him a while to understand that he didn't really want to help. He just wanted to share his opinion. Well, something else. Either way, this is what I want to share with you today. What is friendship for me? It's about listening, willingness to listen, being curious about our friend, and being willing to put energy to help. Just being there to actually help. Yeah. And some that really wants to help, they actually want to understand. If they actually want to understand, they actually want to listen, and they do listen. Have an amazing day, day one. See you tomorrow.